Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 2 this week of Operation Status Quo. That's 2 days in a row. Oh, hit me up with the quo 2 days in a row. You're so darn lucky, don't you know? I had another idea. I decided to come back on today. Honestly, I tell you guys before, I wouldn't mind doing this, almost every day, really. It's just a matter of where the show is right now. And, anyway, that's a whole thing we're working towards, right? But anyway, that's a whole other story. Let me not get off topic before I even have a chance to get on any sort of topic to get off of, right? I'm already off topic. And I don't even have a topic yet. So that's really perplexing to me. This is Operation Status Quo. First of all, I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host. And yes, this is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we learn to create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So you know the deal. You're here. You're with me. Let me know in the comments below. What are you doing today to create your own flow, Because if you're not creating your flow, you're living someone else's flow. And that's a no here on Operation Status Quo. So I told you yesterday when I was on, by the way, that tomorrow, the 19th, is going to be 2 years since the show became Operation Status Quo. For those of you who followed me for a really long time, you know that I actually started on YouTube back in 2020, November of 2020. So we're heading on 5 years of trying to do this nonsense in some form or another. But Operation Status Quo has been great as the show kind of amassed into that level and what it's become from there, and the messages that we try to share. Because really, listen, we could be satirical all day long and make jokes and bust balls and all that type of stuff, but ultimately I'm here because of how much I love you, the beautiful people out there. I'm a man of the people. I love you, the people. You're the people. I'm a people. Wouldn't you love to be a people too? But we are, and that's the beautiful part of it. So if we just go with that, we won't really have any problems. And I come on because I want to try to let people have a space where we can take life a little bit lighter than most people do take life, and not look at things from such a serious perspective and put so much burden and weight on ourselves all the time of what we feel we should be based on the parameters that we're kind of trapped into as far as how our society is geared and engineered and so on and so forth. So that's basically the gist of Operation Status Quo. So yes, tomorrow will be 2 years that I've been doing this format as far as Operation Status Quo goes. And I'm not sure if I make it back this week. I got a few things going on this week, actually. So tomorrow I got a couple things happen. I'm not going to go through my whole itinerary. I don't know if I'll make it back on this week. So I felt inspired for this topic today, and I decided that I was going to come on and do a little back-to-back. Let me go over back-to-back. Yeah, we're going back-to-back. Oh, I hit the AO too soon. Back-to-back. It's back-to-back. Back, come on back to Operation Status Quo. Yeah. All right. Hey-o. You know how it goes. I got to kind of clear out the brain. I got to clear out the cobwebs and everything before I can move on. So today, ladies and gentlemen, is the 18th, if I could. Today is the 18th. Oh, I see possible buffering situations coming up. If that happens, you know how it goes. Don't mind if I'm jumping around the screen. Just listen to the soothing sound of my voice. Isn't it very calm and relaxing? I know it puts you in a state of bliss, believe me. All right, today is the 18th of March. Thank you. In the good year, 2025. And today's program is entitled Holster Your Hate. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, because it's really funny what's going on in the world today, right? And like the level, it's all everybody talks about, hate. We just got to stop the hate, stop the hate. But everybody's involved in hate in one capacity or another, which is interesting to me. And again, as I always talk about, I'm jumping 6 steps ahead already, but as I always talk about, everything that's happening in our world is purposeful. It's a purposeful reflection of humanity's growth beyond how we perceive our day-to-day society at this time. Our day-to-day society all the time and throughout any period of humanity's history, in a sense, is a reflection of the cumulative consciousness of humanity at that time, right? So I've spoke on this before, but when we see what's happening in our world today, and the way everything just seems to be out of control in a gazillion different directions, it's because like consciousness, the current level of the collective human consciousness is purging itself, right? We're purging out these outdated beliefs. We're purging out a lot of the turmoil that we've been through over multiple generations. I mean, even the things that we've done that we're not happy with ourselves for, just because we were living in the confines of a way that kind of pushed us into certain behaviors and such. So I feel like it's all being purged out so that we can face everything and then start fresh. It's like anything else. If you have like you have a, God forbid, your house burns down. You got to clear away all the debris and clean it all up before you can build, fresh on the new foundation. And that's exactly what I feel is happening, today in humanity. And I'm calling the show today "Holster Your Hate" because, I think, and I'm trying to be serious here because, it's easy to make fun of like different people and groups and, all that. But today I want to try to be nice. I just mean, no matter what facet you're coming from or what you believe, right? I mean, there's, obviously hate is a lower frequency that's not going to be helpful to anyone in any regard, right? Myself, I have things personally that I dislike, or situations, that come up in my life, personal situations that I can, point fingers towards people and say, you made me feel like this, or this happened because of that. And I really, really try all the time not to do that. I try to look at everything that's happening in my life and say, what is it teaching me? Because if it's so present in my life for me to have this level of focus on it, this level of attention, this level of thought towards it, what is it trying to tell me? What is the reflection showing me? What do I need to learn from, these feelings that I'm having towards what I perceive to be someone did X, Y, or Z, right? Because it's really not about what the person did. It's about the triggers of the situation, the energy behind it, and what it's trying to teach you and grow. And the more that we each can focus ourselves in that regard, we'll stop pointing fingers in all different directions, and we'll come together because we'll be looking at ourselves first. And when you look at yourself first and you heal yourself, right, and then that's what you put back out into the world. So it's kind of contagious in a good way, right? Not like the fake pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. I had to go there. Why did I do that? I didn't want to do it. No, run! It's COVID! It's COVID! Here comes COVID! We're gonna get you! Get your jab! Get your jab! Stop it! Shut her up! All right, sorry. Hey-o. Every once in a while, my brain just does that. It's like every once in a while. So I was on Facebook yesterday, and someone had posted on there, one of my friends, about what's currently going on with this Doge thing and the Department of Government Efficiency and clearing things out. And he was just trying to express that back during Obama's term, they actually had the same program, and they were showing clips of Obama and Biden both speaking on how they're going to be transparent. The American people deserve to know where their taxpayer dollars are going, and blah, 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 and all that type of stuff. So, and they were just comparing the same thing that whatever Trump and Elon are doing here, to just fire everybody. So he was just trying to show that it's not like, Trump's just doing this. It's just like a brand new thing. This is something that has been going on. So, but of course, the conversation in the thread of that post, I was reading and I see people right away. It just turns into, Trump's a dictator, Trump of this and Trump of that and blah, blah, blah. So, first of all, I would like to reiterate, just because I love to say it so much, personally, I am delighted to watch every single government employee get fired. Personally, I don't feel we should have any form of government whatsoever in our pockets, in our lives, in any way, impeding upon us and such. Okay, right? So to me, it's not even about that I hate the government or I think they're evil people. Blah, 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 blah. It's just the concept of I don't need them to tell me what I got to do with my life, right? That's just how I feel. So to me, I'm happy to watch the whole thing crumble. But, so obviously people on this thread of my friend's post started, were commenting and making it like he's promoting Trump because he's pointing this out. And this is what I find so interesting and why I'm saying holster your hate today, because it's as soon as it comes back to something that somebody thinks somebody likes Trump or supports something he's doing, it turns into this whole tirade of the hate and the Nazis and the this and the that. I'm just saying it goes on to this whole thing. And I even participated on this thread. I'm not going to read because it was a nice conversation. I didn't say anything rude like I do to my friend Mark Drost. Hey, a toast to Drost. Let's give Drost a little applause. How you doing out there, Mark? How's Amsterdam? How are those shrooms? I'm sorry. Again, I went off tangent here. But anyway, so and I personally added in on that thread because I was just trying to say it's both sides. Okay, like people got to stop focusing, on Trump all the time. It's such a limited perspective, and I find it so. There's one person I watch on YouTube that does more money-oriented programming, and he just talks about the Trump effect all the time and the things that are going on, the Trump effect. And when you look at it from a bigger perspective, like I try to say, that everything we see in our physical world is really, a manifestation. It's consciousness playing itself out. And again, there's so many levels above what we see on a daily basis. They just want to shovel us into, Dunkin' Donuts every day, to get our coffee and our eclair, right? Okay, that's all they want to make sure you're sitting down to play Call of Duty. Is that what it is? Call of Duty, the whatever video game that your video games, sitting there pushing buttons. Even when I go for a walk, I try to say hi to somebody. Everybody's got earplugs in, the earbuds. I don't even have a pair of earbuds. I've never, this is it. This is as close as I get to covering, my ears with these headphones. I don't understand it. I go out for my walk, and it was just funny. I know I'm going off on a tangent now again, but I was out on my walk. Was it today or yesterday? And I'm watching this guy. He was walking across the street from where I was walking, and I know the guy, so I wave, say hello. But these seagulls were flying around, and I just heard the seagulls with that, what the seagulls do. And I love seagulls. I love the sound of the seagulls. Like one of my favorite sounds every time I hear them, right? And I'm thinking, wow. I'm walking and I'm feeling this breeze and I can hear these seagulls singing. And there's this guy. He's right there and he's walking and he's not hearing those seagulls, right? He's hearing whatever programming he's hearing plugged in. Hopefully he's listening to Operation Status Quo. Now, if you want to put your earbuds in and listen to Operation Status Quo when you're out for your walk, I won't condemn you for that. Please. I appreciate it. But anyway, people were just like kind of distracted and going back to, I don't know, I just went off again. So wherever the hell I was, I need somebody how you have like the cattle prod, for your cattle, you got to move the cattle along. That's what I need. I need somebody to stand behind me with like an electric, and every time I go off on a tangent, they go, and the last thing you said was, and they tell me, go back to, what you were just talking about. But anyway, so the on this thread, and the guy was talking, and I was talking about both sides, and then the guy took it as I was promoting Trump, right? And I wasn't. I was just talking about I said the whole system needs to shut down, but he took that as me promoting what Trump is doing. So I commented again. I said, as I said previously, I said both sides. I'm not political. I can give a shit about politics. And I just feel that the whole thing needs to be shut down. And I was trying to explain that I feel Trump really is a face for what has been going on behind the scenes that we were never aware of, right? Like everybody knows there's criminality in a certain way, or, we all know, but we don't know the depth of the levels of depravity and shit that goes on, behind our backs, and what the big deals are really going on. And again, the people that we see every day are not the true faces of who are making the decisions and what's going on in the world, right? So, I try to say things like that to try to tell people, like, I think, the reason people hate Trump so much is because, like, he's really pushing buttons. He really is that reflection of the healing that needs to be done within all of us. Remember, he's a character. It's not like he's a guy who decides trying to take over the world, right? He's a character. He's a character that is portraying certain behaviors and certain in certain ways, to elicit certain responses because it's part of humanity growing. I believe that there are people on way higher levels that understand things about our consciousness and the true nature of our reality, way beyond the little box that we live in this 3D world right now. Okay, they understand multiple levels beyond and multidimensional, as other beings from other planets, whatever you want to say, with the true nature of the moon and what it really is. You know what I'm saying? That's why even I used to talk about flat Earth a lot sometimes. It's not that I think the Earth is like some pancake floating in space. All I'm saying is we haven't been told the truth of what the Earth really is. That's all I'm saying, or at least be open to the idea that maybe what we've been taught isn't true. Does it seem to make sense that we're like hurling through space at like, I don't know how many thousands of miles an hour or whatever? It just doesn't make sense. Like I think about when they talk about astronauts going up. So the astronaut, if the planet's hurling at this huge speed and then a spaceship leaves the gravitational pull of the Earth, leaves the Earth's atmosphere and goes into space, wouldn't Earth just like take off? Like wouldn't Earth just like take off and the spaceship would be sitting there like, shit, how are we going to catch up to Earth? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I understand if you're in a car and the car's moving, right? You stay with the speed of the car. But if the spaceship leaves Earth and leaves the atmosphere and it's out in space and the Earth is traveling at however many miles an hour, throwing and spinning, where's the spaceship? Like the spaceship, you know what I'm trying to say? You understand? Like the spaceship would get lost. That's how I feel about it anyway. And plus, I feel the sun and the moon are the same size. Look up in the sky. Do you really believe the sun is that far away from the Earth? I don't know. I don't believe it. I'm buffering here, ladies and gentlemen. I see it says excellent condition, but I see that it looks like I'm a little buffered up on YouTube. So let's see what I have to say. I started talking about flat Earth, so they want to shut me down. But anyway, that's why I talked about, so again, just going back to holster your hate, because the people that I was kind of in the chat with a little bit, and to get back to it here, is like when I was trying to explain that it's bigger than that, like Trump's kind of the face for everything that's been happening with our politics and big business and everything behind our backs for generations. And his last reply to me was, he's like, there's nobody, you can't even compare, what Trump's doing is totally in a league of its own, and you can never even compare, again, because like they just hate and hate and hate. And what's funny to me, to be honest, about, everybody talks about Trump creating hate, creating hate, being, treating minorities or, different genders and all this stuff. Trump's, evil and blah, 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 and they hate, but yet like they hate him. Like I see the hate from that side, that perspective, so much more than I see hate from the perspective of people, that like Trump. I get it. There's that like, group of people that are like total rednecks that like, yeehaw, we got Trump. Let's go hang some people from a tree. Obviously I'm not talking about that level. I think you have that level, no matter who's in office, right? So I'm just trying to say, all right, and I don't think Trump is promoting, I don't see anything that he does that necessarily, is promoting that in a way. He seems, again, I just think he is the character that can take the burden of the weight of what he represents and what he shows and what it's showing humanity. Like he's like the character to take on the brunt, to be the focus, so that people can look there, but it's really not him, right? Like just like I was saying earlier, if something happens to me in my personal life with someone I know, instead of me pointing at them and saying that they made me feel bad, I want to look at what is it teaching me. And it's the same thing for people out there that hate Trump so much. What is it teaching you? Like I didn't like Biden, right? But I didn't sit there and go, I hate Biden. He's like, my God, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I just don't like him, but that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and not that I don't like him. If I met him, I'm sure, I don't believe, he's a clone anyway, probably, but I'm just saying, if he was real, yeah, I shake his hand and say hello. I say, listen, I think you're a douche, but we can have a drink together or something, right? We're still two human beings. Why can't people just lighten the load a little bit here, holster the hate, yo. All right. Why can't we just lighten the load a little bit? It's okay to have your disagreement. It's okay to have a space where you don't, follow or believe in that thought process, but it doesn't, but at the end of the day, we're still all equal and it's still all the same. So you have to just look at it as like, no matter what, we're all brothers and sisters in this life. Then we just shake hands and we be friends. on a certain level, at the base level, not this vehemently opposed and just interesting to me that people talk about we got to stop the hate and stop the hate. Okay, you got to stop the hate, but you're hating all the way to stop the hate. So that doesn't stop the hate. You really want to stop the hate? Start softening your heart and show love. Show love to the people that anger you, right? If you really hate Trump and you think he's like some evil, then you should love him. You should love him and say and try to send positive his way so that maybe he would do better. I'm just saying a different way of thinking. Like, well, what's there to hate? So I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. It's just an interesting thing to me, and I'm just trying to bring it all back together again of everything I try to say, the base point of everything I try to say, that this life isn't real and we're not real. You're not you. Whoever you are out there, whoever you are, you're not you. You're not me either. But you're not you. You are an energetic divine being beyond your physical manifestation at this time, right? You are an observation point. So take the load off and stop trying to, and that's what gets me to one more thing before I go. That's what gets me to is that the people who are all this way, again, it's not about supporting Trump. I'm supporting what's happening for the takedown of the way our world is currently running. That's what I'm for. I'm not for a person. I'm for showing everything we need to show and shaking up the system so much that we can change it and start fresh. That's what I'm about. But these people, they want, again, going back to they hate. And what was the last thing I was going to say? Why did I take myself off topic here? I was going to say what do they hate? What do they? Yeah, because I do feel the people that hate Trump that much, these are the people that really want to be in the system, right? Because these people talk about the government and make it better. You don't understand. It's not about making the government better. It's about getting rid of the government. Don't you understand? And it's it's the weak. To me, it's weak. It's weakness that wants to be ruled. If you're looking for someone to rule your life, I don't want to say guide because we all have people in our life that help us, but I just mean if you're looking for someone to rule your life, that's the leader. What do you say, leader? What do I do, leader? Then you're weak. That's all. And I'm not saying you're a bad person, but I'm just saying realize it and then become stronger. You know what I mean? And it's it's all these people that hate so much that want to keep the system. They don't even know who they are. They're just like shells. They're shadows. They're nothing. And I don't even want to be. I love everybody. The shells and the shadows I would shake hands and have a drink with too. Okay? I'm just trying to say, but that's the realistic part of it. I just realized when I was talking to those people yesterday in the chat, I'm explaining something here and they're talking down here. It's like if you're standing in your backyard and you see a plume of smoke off in the distance, something's going on, but you're on the ground. You can only see, and you just know it's a plume of smoke and you go, oh, it's a fire, or something. And then you get up in a helicopter and you can see, oh, it's not a fire. It's a bunch of Indians, doing smoke signals. I'm just saying, right? It's something different, right? So you only have the perspective of what you're seeing. You have to open, and you have to realize that there are other perspectives. Even for myself, as much as I believe what I believe and see how I see, I realize there's higher perspectives and things that I'm not seeing, right? So I'm always open to what else could possibly be. So it's just, it's just the same thing. I'm talking to that guy, those people in the chat yesterday, and you're just staying at this point right here. But I'm trying to say, well, if you look up here, you'll see it from another perspective and you'll see more. You'll see there's nothing to fear and there's nothing to hate, right? It's all part of what's working together to improve the whole, right? It's for the benefit of humanity's growth, because beyond our physical little life, humanity is an entity unto itself, one consciousness that's always evolving and growing. And as we progress, we have to leave behind what was. You grow up, you start getting bigger, you stop wearing diapers, and you start putting regular underwear on, right? Because now you're not pissing yourself no more. It's the same thing, as humanity. You start to get to another space. You don't need certain aspects of how we lived in the physical prior. Now we create a different aspect of physical in the new, for the new. So I don't know. That's what I'm just trying to say. And then everybody's I just please people. I'm going to leave it here. I always say I'm going to leave, but I'm going to really leave. We're almost 24 minutes. I'm going to leave it here. Just, there's nothing to hate. Please, just, if you're out there and you're somebody that's like that, I guess you're not watching me, that's for sure. But just give it a freaking break, for God's sake. Give it a break. Stop hating, for God's sake. make, and like looking at it that way. Free yourself from, why are you giving your time, and even if you hate them, why are you giving your time and attention away to even focusing and hating? Just go do something good then. Go create something positive to put back into the world, and let's quell all the anger that's out there and create a little more harmony for one another. Even though we all live in different ways and everybody has a different journey, that's fine. There's always going to be trials and tribulations in the human life. There's always a level of duality. That's fine. But let's do it with a space of giving each other, that space and understanding that that's what's going on. And, we don't have, there is no one answer, and nothing has to be one way. All right. Blah. All right, that's it. I'm done. I could just keep rambling. It just gets me all the time. I just these people, they're just like, I don't want to say they're stupid, but they are. They're freaking stupid, man. Like stupid and like just obtuse, and they just won't think, and they just want to be mad and fuck Trump and that. Just everybody's tired of it, man. Get up and do something and stop being a bitch. That's all I'm saying. All right. Is that positive? Is that positive? All right, listen, that's all I got for you here today, ladies and gentlemen, on Operation Status Quo. Thank God for you. I definitely appreciate you being here, as I always do. If you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. As you very well know, I love each and every one of you out there. Did I say that already individually as well as a group? I don't know, but I do. I love you individually as well as a group. You can't go wrong saying that an extra time, all right? God bless. Until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
Boulevard of 10 short blocks.